that should ring as a warning to all of them that we are not joking. I do not believe in peaceful actualization or whatever rubbish is called. I have never seen where you become free by peaceful means. If you know, you tell me. I am a student of contemporary history.
Fellow dear friends, lovers of freedom, seekers of justice, and all those who believe in the good cause of mankind, no matter where it is, and who are always there to stand for justice and equity, we are all greeting you today in the name of Chukwukikabe Amekekere Henile. On today's episode, you are most welcome. We are going to be talking about Let's Pause and Ponder Biafrans, LPPB. We are going to deliberate on another sensitive issue. We're going to touch something so that we know why we do what we do. We are talking about why Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu endorsed Simon Ekpa ahead of others in the cause, no matter how long they have lasted with him, and why people, even when they did not remember the endorsement, are following Mazi Simon Ekpa in the absence of our supreme indefatigable leader. These are the reasons. And after this reason, we want our DOS who are angry, and because of their anger, those of the DOS who are angry, who were angry and still angry, are angry for the endorsement, and because of this, some of them who partook in the biggest evil against mankind, betrayal of our supreme leader, why they should pipe low and accept this. It is something spiritual. One, our supreme leader had a revelation, and this revelation took him greatly deep into the book of Proverbs. For those of us who are Christians, our supreme leader had the revelation, and it took him all through the book of Proverbs. And in Proverbs, he picked Proverb 20. In Proverb 20, and all of you, our great listeners, all of you who are following us, please, you must share this very broadcast as you are subscribing, as you are liking, as you are sharing, and we want you to recommend it to many people, verbally and anyhow you can do it. Recommend this video because it's important. It is supposed to seize many firing from different angles. Those who are still sincere but don't want to let go, why the person who just came in yesterday is given charge. And people like Iken Gurago who have sworn that if Onyendo comes and decides to punish them in the DOS, and they will have to attack him, which is one of the reasons, or the major reason. All of them are creating different groups and forming different camps and groups from ESN, which is now causing problem and terror in the land of Biafra. So, listen to this. Onyendu took a particular portion of the scripture because that's where he had revelation. In the book of Proverbs 20, verse 6, 20, verse 6, verse 12. I think this should be taking our topics first. For all of us, we need to read Proverbs 20, verse 6 and verse 12. Also, we read. You see, everyone talks about how loyal, how real he is, how sincere, how he is the right person to be followed. Everyone talks about who is the bad one, who is it, and why he or she is the right person. But it is your duty to find out who is on the truth, who is really the elect, who is really the chosen. It is your duty to do that. This is what you are reading. Proverbs 26. You are just reading that. And in verse 12, the Bible said that the Lord has given us eyes to see and ears to hear. And graciously, all of us who are privileged to be alive today, we have seen it all. We are still seeing it. We are hearing it. Who are really the ones who are causing mayhem, causing terror in our land, and still the ones pointing fingers? Who are those ones who are really hardworking? Who are those who have shown that they have stepped their foot? There is no more going back. Like like Jesus told, was it James? Once you step your leg into the plug, no more looking back. There is no saying, I want to go and bury our cousin, our nephew. He said, let the dead bury themselves. Let's keep going forward. That was why we came to that very conclusion that he who is really doing this, he has gone as far as cutting his passport, international and Nigerian national passport, into pieces. When he found out that there is so much confusion that people don't even know whom to believe, so he cut everything that has to do with him. That is, until Biafra comes, that he is visiting Biafran land. And he cannot be stepping his foot into Nigeria. He's only stepping into Biafran land. He went that far to prove this so that people will no longer be confused. We are told that he's a criminal, yet the person that is a criminal is the one that the government that they said he is romancing with are looking for. Declaring him criminal, declaring him wanted, the court doing all that against. And those people who are the criminals, even when all the criminals who are caught, those who deviated from our pursuit and started acting, carrying out criminality, court, they are confessing, all of them, the 4 different occasions. And more we have not even listened to, saying they are the ones sponsoring them to carry out terror, but they are not declared wanted. Let us keep reading the Bible. You will see why and where Onyendu got this and how it is manifesting. And now we are now going into the reasons why Onyendu chose Simon Ekpa, introduced him to us and said he is the one that will be taking the struggle to another dimension. Even it was not revealed to him clearly that he was going to be captured. It was messaged to him that all his body language within the last 3 months before his capture and adoption and rendition, he was revealing it. Onyendu first of all said, no, I have this more than 200 men, but all they are interested is that they are men working on wages. And he said, no, but this young man, Simon Ekpa, he is not a hireling. He is doing everything from the bottomless part of his heart. He took it as his daily routine. He took it as a burden upon himself, restoring Biafra. That was why he was not working like a hireling. Check your Bible. In the book of John 10:12, he said that a workman, he need to study to show himself approved. He need to present himself before his boss, that he really understand what they are doing. He must study to show himself approved. And he must make sure he is not ashamed. And in so doing, coupled with his effort, he will be able to rightly divide the word of truth. And as he was able to do that, he will be commissioned. He will be given the Great Commission. When Onyendu had all these people around him, who are supposed to all be disciples, he was watching painstakingly to see those ones who have been able to, first of all, understand what we are doing. They understood it. They proved it that they understood it. And then show that they are not ashamed of that. And then they demonstrate it in deed and in words. They are not ashamed of it. They demonstrate the truth. They speak the truth at all time. And he found out that it is Simon Ekpa who have been able to prove this. That was why he gave him the Great Commission. You must follow this, so don't just lock your mind. Don't just limit yourself on what to consume as information. It is now for you at the end. From our topic today, I started by telling you that it will be revolving around verse 6 and verse 12. You have eyes, you have ear, you are the one that is watching the whole thing happen. Not what anybody is telling you, not what I am telling you, but what you are able to judge from the whole situation, from onset. The ones who have listened, no matter how many years they have stayed, but the little time he came, he has seen that he is ready, willing to study. He studied, he understood, he demonstrated it, and the master approved that he was really good. If you remember why Gamaliel loved St. Paul, he proved himself beyond reasonable doubt that he is a Lugu luminary in his time. Was a best scholar, best student to Gamaliel. And after the master have seen that Simon Ekpa is good to go, he watched him demonstrate the word of truth. He accepted some interview, and he saw that he can carry the load. He gave him. That is the number one. Then the second reason why Onyendu adopted Ekpa and gave him the Great Commission is one. Is two. If you go to the book of Hebrew, chapter 12, chapter 4, verse 12, you will understand. You will understand. Onyendu began to dissect the whole followership he's having and those he called disciples. He said, no, there is something I have to do. I need to first of all know the one that are of double standard, and those ones who are very strong in a particular standard, which is Biafra and Biafra alone. He found out that Simon Ekpa was worthy. Check even Proverbs chapter 5 verse 4. It is saying the same thing. Now, he need a very strong person, a very strong and very courageous person, who will allow the Spirit of God to dominate him, who will allow God to use him, so that he will be that sword. He will be that sword that is stronger than two-edged sword. So it can always pierce through and divide even the strongest of darkness. And he found out Simon Ekpa, he is not just willing. He doesn't just have the capacity. He have the overriding driving force in him to push. That was why, and that is why you are seeing every pressure, every gang up. And in the face of them all, he is thriving. If he has 1 million followers today, when they condemn him more, he will have 3. It doubles in the next week. Because he needs the sword that will be stronger than two-edged sword, that can always pierce through even the darkest of sea, or darkest of heart. That is why Onyendu, the second reason Onyendu had to adopt him and declare him. Again, now we come fully in the book of Proverbs 20. Check from verse 15 of Proverbs 20. Onyendu began to fit these disciples he have all around him into his shoes. So who among these people can withstand gifts? When he is enticed with gifts, he can resist. Who among these people can endure a tough time? Who among these people knows actually what he wants? That he don't need to be given a piecemeal from a whole bowl that he owns. From his pot of soup, he don't need to be given a piece of meat. He knows what he wants. He is aggressively fighting for it? Who among these people? Who among these people will not compromise in the middle and look for political solution? Who among these people will stand very firm with him and in his words, no matter any pressure, anything they tell him, Onyendu said, Onyendu did not say? Who among these people in the face of pressure, when they say no, you should not have demonstrate your dismay over issues that is concerning you? Who among these people, even if it happens that I am captured, will stand very strong? Who among these people will not receive accolade from the enemy? Because he said, when the enemy begin to praise you, you know you are derailing. Who among these people will Nigerian governors call criminal? It is the person that I want. Go and check. Read verse 20. Proverbs 20 verse 15, sorry. Read yourself. And you see why he warns the man that actually knows what he wants. That whether it is under sun, under rain, they call him criminal, call him terrorist, in as much as he knows that he is not carrying any act of terror. He keep pushing. No matter any gang up, any conspiracy, he will keep pushing. That was why, that's the third reason Onyendu had to go for Simon. And that is even the reason he was betrayed. For going for the newcomer who really follows him in truth and in spirit. See the fourth reason. When some people began to whisper to Onyendu, he said no. The spirit that led him to go and visit verse 11 of that same scripture. Proverbs 20 verse 11. He said even children, ordinary children, they know those ones who are honest. How much old man like him? How will he be as old as he is, a man of gray hair? He won't know those ones who are really sincere. Say, I'm no more a baby. So I'm looking for the honest one. From their actions, even the Bible says, from their fruit, we shall know them. From their step, we know them. I remember when it was Uchemefo, a little mistake Uchemefo made. They flamed it up. They did everything, told Onyendu all manner of stories to scatter the... If you remember how just Onyendu was, Onyendu tried to calm down, but when they framed Uchemefo very much up, Onyendu had to do the needful, because he must act like a leader when need arises. From that action, if you remember, Onyendu doesn't like too much framing up. That was why even when Nelly gave a right information to him, he had to tell Nelly, you are right, but there wasn't any need to just making it public. We should have addressed it, and that correction they will take it. So now they feel, so he suspended Nelly, and after, just a correctional measure. But Uchemefo was being too, so he had to take his own measure. So you see that Onyendu is not a child. He said from their actions, we will know those ones who are dishonest. From their step, from their body language, we know the dishonest people. So he don't need to go with a dishonest person for leadership. There can be members, but we will tread with them. We tread with caution with them. That is the fourth reason. We go to the fifth reason, and we will take verse 8 where he had that leading. From verse 8, say the king from his seat, from his stool, the king judges right. The king knows what is evil when he sees it. He knows what is disastrous when he sees it. And he knows the one that is not. So in his wisdom of kingship, which flows in his blood from any judgment of it, even though he is naturally and physically a king, a prince, he became another king that is even bigger than the king of the throne of his father, where he is heir apparent. He was made a king by God himself. So the wisdom of a king rests upon him. So he made the judgment of a king. From his throne he sees. He knows what is evil. He knows what is right. He sees it and takes a step in the right direction. That was how he came about Simon Ekpa. From his endowment as a king, from the natural wisdom of a king, he foresaw and acted alongside and timely. That is the fifth reason. In his sixth reason, he used verse 5 of same Proverb 20, where the Bible said that a person's wisdom, words of wisdom, is like insight in a well. It's like water in a well. But it takes the man of great insight to draw or to fetch of it. All his interaction with the other disciples, he did not see anyone who was able to draw insight from his. They misinterpret everything he says. They misinterpret anything he says. When he had interviews and one-on-one discussion with Simon Ekpa, he was able to see a man who was able to draw fetched enough from the well, from the pool of water of his wisdom. Simon Ekpa was able to fetch pretty enough. He saw the consciousness and smartness of Simon Ekpa. Whenever you are dealing with Simon Ekpa, whatever you are doing with him, he's penning down. Where it's necessary, he will even record. Where it's necessary, he will record your interactions with him. Smart, intelligent, and very conscious. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu saw a man who is able to fetch from the pool of water of his wisdom. That was why he chose Simon Ekpa. But he has been with these ones who say they were born with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, it was in his palace that they were given birth to. That since this war started, they were living with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But he saw that none of them was able to fetch from the well of his water. What will I do with them? He said in his mind. Well, I cannot just disperse them like that. After all, they have been with us. We will keep managing them. We will keep seeing how we can make them, But when he came to a very difficult decision, they were all irritated. They were all, doing terrible, coming up with different conspiracy. But he never knew it would get to this point. Anything you ask him, he said, I am like a sacrificial lamb. Adam Kawatureja Chwaja. Onyendu, oh, a sacrificial heart I have not seen. What a unique human being, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Out of jealousy, out of envy, he was betrayed. Out of greed, he was betrayed. Now, read your verse 5 very well. After all said and done, many people, after he pronounced Simon Ekpa, they tried convincing him, they did everything, whispering, meeting, different ways, different calls. Sonyendu answered. When he was about getting convinced to change his decision of endorsing Simon Ekpa, something struck in his mind. He said, let us advance further to verse 7 of Proverb 20. He said, if children have a father of honesty, they'll be rest assured of every good thing in life. But if the children have no father who is honest and who will do the right thing, they suffer misfortune. if Biafrans, he interpreted it. He said, if I give Biafrans a father or fathers who are dishonest, that's why you see him every time he's trying to battle with Johannes, because he was seeing a gang of dishonest men, old men. Even though he knew there were a few honest people inside them, but he knew that the greater percentage of them in Johannes, they are carried by their stomach. They are moved by their stomach. He said, no, if I do this thing I'm about to do, I will be committing very big blunder that will be very regrettable. Said, we will never have any fortune in this cause, in this movement, in this mission. We cannot succeed with the children, the people, the Biafrans cannot succeed in this freedom with a dishonest father. A father who will not do the right thing. A father who will do what he should not do. Who will compromise, who will seek for solution even when a political solution, when he heard and knows clearly that there is no gain going for any political solution, that there is that he has been proscribed, he has been seen as a terrorist even when he is not. That every doors for negotiation has been closed. Even when Onyendu, after they have seen it, tells them there is no more room. We have crossed that road. We have crossed that level. No more room for those discussions. Because we have seen adamant government run by adamant ethnic group who claim ownership and will never accept anything that will shift power or shift or change things as it will not favor them. And you're saying you are still going for those things at the end of the day. So Onyendu said no. After I read this verse 8, I no. With this dishonesty I see everywhere, no. We can never achieve Biafra. That was why Simon Ekpa. That's the seventh reason. The eighth reason where I might be stopping. Simon Ekpa was chosen by Onyendu because Onyendu saw courage. Let's see verse 13. Here in verse 13, Onyendu said, oh, these ones, I can't see them as hardworking people. Oh. I can't see them doing anything. Oh, they are only just to be sleeping. And he remembered how Jesus went to the mountain. Coming back, he saw the people he called disciples, they were all sleeping. He said, this said, no. So those who sleep and slumber, who are not always working hard, who are always seeking for convenience, so that they will tell you they are working underground, they are working in secret, that nobody will ever see the result. He said, no. I want that one, I will see his hard working. The people will see his hard working and know that he is really working. Who will take the pen in unraveling the truth to dismantle his enemy? Who will take the pen, the discomfort, to research and find the weakness of the enemy? That was why he endorsed Simon Ekpa. The man who was always hardworking. That is why he said, he is doing marvelously well. Simon Ekpa is doing marvelously well. Share his works. He will be leading us, taking us another mission. Because he was working very hard. And someone who is asleep, slumbering, wants to be given the food meant for children of man. You can see here and judge for yourself. You can see this all and judge for yourself. why Onyendu choose Simon Ekpa, and why the people had to accept Simon Ekpa. So the bitterness, the anger, the grievance, I must say, from the people who are saying he is just a newcomer, he is this one, they have cooked up all kinds of lies. They say they have found out Simon Ekpa, so his real name is not Simon Ekpa. They are going to see. And when you went to use the Nigerian government to sue him, you use Simon Ekpa. He is nobody. And he was the president of Nnamdi. When nobody knows you, all of you that traveled to Asia, traveled to Europe, for many years you are there. He was Nnamdi president. He was Nigerian medalist. What have you done? Even where you want the political solution. Who are you? What have you been? What have you done? Hey, it is Ashawa, he is rubbing lipstick, okay. His name is not Simon Ekpa, and you are suing him with Simon Ekpa. His name is not Simon Ekpa, and those ones few 3 men who gathered to write a petition against him in the name of Hannes, Finland, they use Simon Ekpa to petition him. He cannot do anything. He is nobody. And the first person Onyendu had to send message to was Simon Ekpa, and he is nobody. Keep down the sword of your bitterness. Butuonu. They say they have decided they will repatriate him now. Hey, you see Okenyarura and Onyebuchi talking. Hey, Anachi, see, he was fooling himself. Agwa kwaram Simon Agwa. Ngato ona do old man like Onyebuchi. He has no iota of spirit of discernment. Young men, Otorato, are nebuari his brain. Nkewa ma ihe were tere n'isi Onyendu. Enwe nke ruru aka Onyebuchi. Mgbe ndị okenye jiri aka ha na-akparị onwe ha. That your only bitterness is that Simon Ekpa speaks the grammar you doesn't hear. So you are now, hey, comes in Onyendu Chechi Kanu. Hey, the way she was speaking the English, I was looking at this one, I say, God, have mercy on us. Are these the kind of people who will get this Biafra with? Huh? This kind of old man. His only bitterness, everything I see around is just envy. If not, this one is envy. He's envious that he just came yesterday and he was able to beat all the 8 standards Onyendu used, all the yardstick Onyendu used in assessment. As a king, he is wise enough to discern. His kingship he is naturally, from everything you know about life, he is a king. He is a king even from birth. He is a king from socialization, naturalization, anyhow. Why do you think the wisdom of a king will ever elude him? Onyendu is a wise man. God so blessed him. When you listen to Onyendu, oh my God. How, not just his eloquence. You see a man who is spiritually connected. He's connected to heaven. He might not be a pastor, but you see a prophet in him. A man whose life is so saturated with wisdom. You want a man, oh God. That's your bitterness about someone. You particularly Onyebuchi is that the way how you say, oh God, and then say hatred for nothing. Has someone ever taken a woman from you? Has he ever eaten any food kept for you? What did he do to you? You just keep showing ignorance of extreme level. What do we need to do with grammar? What are we doing? What has our freedom got to do with grammar? What has our freedom got to do with oratory prowess? Shakespeare would say, hold it a fashion. We don't need the flippery of the tongue. Hold it a fashion and a toy in the blood. For the ultimate goal we have at hand. We don't, this one's dragging position, this one dragging position, this one is dragging who is speaking more grammar, who is intimidating him with grammar. What grammar? What grammar is Simon Ekpa speaking? You should be interested in what is the stuff is made of that is contributing to our pursuit. Is he working in line with our pursuance? I have to cut this video. Please, please, brothers, click on this button, share this red indication. First of all, like it, share, subscribe.
Hey, look, a new subscriber.
Subscribe, refer people, let it go viral, so that many people who are still just hating Simon Ekpa for nothing will understand that Onyendu took a whole lot of spiritual, scriptural backup and perused through the spirit of Simon Ekpa and saw that he met up all the old key 8 criteria. He met with them and he gave it to him.
Hey, look, a new subscriber.
If you can remember, I don't know, some of you who are philosophers, Aristotle say, wherever we see a man who is born king, say, wherever we see him, we have to identify him, support him,
hey, look, a new subscriber,
and make him a king. Wherever he is found, whom kingship is in his blood, we need to identify him, brush him up, make him a king, because he knows and he can deliver the kingship, the leadership that is expected of a king. He can deliver, and not for you to backbite, gang up, blackmail him. It's not enough. It's not enough. Someone is just laying claim onto just 5 days sit at home. But that person was too blind to see how these people come to burn markets. You say, you are sympathizing with another man who only survive on daily income, because if he did not go out today, you did not sympathize with that man. Just 5 days. If he did not go out for 5 days, he would die. No, it's okay. I'm not even supporting 5 days, but I am even justifying it even when I'm not supporting it. How come you were too blind to the fact that those people who are feeding their families from that market in Okigwe, where that market was erased from the beginning of it to the end of it, you did not remember that those people, all those families, it touches thousands of lives. You forgot that they are not going to just stay for 5 days. They are not just staying. Their goods, their properties, some of them who have their monies were all there burnt. Some people died on the process. Now, being that it is burnt, so they are not coming back in the next 5 days. They are not coming in the next 1 week. They are not coming back in the next 1 month. Just like that. That market was raised. So, why didn't you cry? Why didn't you raise alarm? Can't you see how unjust you are? Thank you, the Living Chukwumerije, once again. This is still our program. Let's pause and ponder, dear friends, LPPP.